In today's Weekend News Roundup, Andrew Fahie requests a trial delay no sooner than January 16, 2023. Judge has not yet ruled on the motion. Cultural icon Icon'Eileen Parsons VI Day comments stir upset and hurt among residents. Governor and police commissioner accused of lying after being caught in conflicting statements about the Police in Paradise video. And of course, we're bringing you updates on the situation on Anegada, referring to the wills that have been found. Some of them happen to have been pregnant, and a decision is to be made on whether or not to renovate or rebuild the Althea Scatliffe Primary School. This, of course, in addition to much more. Mr. Arien Fahie wanted for questioning in the murder of Corey Butler. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Why? This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit, I talking about my city life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Sunday, July 10th, 2022. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Sunday to one and all. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I want to wish a safe and enjoyable trip to all of us who are will be enjoying today, the poker run activities at the 1VI Poker Run. This is your weekly news roundup with the top stories of the week. Beginning, of course, on the local scene, during a recently held Virgin Islands Day ceremony on July 4th, Monday, July 4th, that is, held at the HLSCC Auditorium, which is named in her honor, former legislator Icon'Eileen L. Parsons, MBE, who is popularly regarded as a cultural icon, stunned residents with what many are calling hurtful and disrespectful comments regarding who she thinks is considered a Virgin Islander. Now, her remarks were as a response to a question posed by the moderator on what exactly it means to be a Virgin Islander. Take a look.
As a well-known cultural icon of these Virgin Islands, when one says they are a Virgin Islander, what exactly does that mean? What does it mean to be a Virgin Islander?
I am going to ask to be allowed to read what I have written. And these are my very personal opinion, and I make absolutely no excuse for what I am going to say. A Virgin Islander has to be able to trace his parentage back 3 generations of Virgin Islanders on both sides. The virtues or characteristics by which we were once known used to be good manners, friendliness, kindness to each other, and the stranger within our gates. Children were mostly well-behaved, and the villages raised the children.
Now, her comments have since caused widespread anger and hurt among residents, with many calling her remarks disrespectful and distasteful. Residents of all walks of life, along with social media bloggers, have voiced their concerns and are calling for her comments as a true sign of xenophobia. Saskia Barnes, Cindy Roseanne, Kareem Hull, and Broderick Penn, just to name a few, all spoke against the remarks and called for change. Former Education Minister and attorney Myron V. Walwyn shared a post on social media stating, and I quote, "The strength of the Virgin Islands lie in its diversity." He further commented on a remark shared under that said post, and I quote, "They," meaning Parsons' remark, "are a part of the xenophobia that we need to rid of our country." In response to the very same question, former Miss BVI, another panelist at the forum, stated that we need to redefine what a Virgin Islander is because some standards, like the one Miss Parsons shared, no longer applied. Take a look.
If we kind of pay attention to what Mrs. Parsons just shared, where you have to trace the background, and you mentioned the different kind of customs and values that we have. In this time that we're in, and I guess in this generation that I am in as well, we can rarely find persons that can trace themselves back to that group of persons, you know. So to be able to say that, I can't say that. And I can't say that for everybody, because though I can trace my heritage as far back as that, majority of the persons in my age group today cannot. So the perspective of being a Virgin Islander has changed over the years. And I think it has to, I guess all of us now, have to really define or redefine what that looks like. Is it really the focus on traditions? Is it really now the focus on our values? Because if we now focus too much on too many things, then we've lost what it means to be a Virgin Islander, to be honest. So we have to really kind of, given a reference of a soup, let's say if you're making a soup, what are the key ingredients to that soup? So you have to answer the question of what are the key ingredients to being a Virgin Islander? And we really have to identify what those things are and stamp it in, because as time goes on, some of the things are going to change. And we're seeing that today.
Governor of the Virgin Islands, His Excellency John Ranking CMG, and Police Commissioner Mark Collins have been accused of lying after being caught in a number of conflicting statements regarding the highly talked about Police in Paradise video. In a recent statement, the BVI Tourist Board has addressed claims made by the Governor of the Virgin Islands, His Excellency John Ranking, at a recent press conference on July 1st, 2022, alongside Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley. Now, concerning the highly controversial filming of the recently leaked Police in Paradise video, Governor Ranking said, and I quote, "My understanding is that there was some consultation with the Tourism Board, but I don't have the exact details of that." Police Commissioner Mark Collins has said, and I quote, "While permission was sought in advance from the relevant authorities specifically for the intended purposes, this raw footage in circulation lacked an introduction and a conclusion and was never intended for public consumption." However, the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board and Film Commission has since said that the agency first became aware of the Police in Paradise video when it went viral in local chat rooms and on social media last week. The statement stated, "We are not aware of when the footage for this production was shot, as there is no record of permission being sought. Furthermore, the BVI Tourist Board did not issue a film permit to allow the filmed content from the video to be captured in the territory." Director McCoy added, and I quote, "I would like to reiterate that we are not in support of this video as it negatively portrays the territory." Now, Governor Ranking has since publicly said he accepts the Commissioner's apology. However, residents of the Virgin Islands have rejected the Commissioner's apology, calling it a direct and deliberate attack on the Virgin Islands at an already worrying and traumatic time. When the video first circulated, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force initially said that the video was created for recruitment purposes, stating, and I quote, "The incomplete video, entitled Police in Paradise, which is now in circulation, was intended to be a tool for recruiting officers from the Caribbean and the UK and aimed at capturing the benefits and challenges of policing in the British Virgin Islands." The said statement on recruitment has since been in question and has proved to be false. However, residents continue to question the motive behind the video and, of course, its damaging effect on the Virgin Islands and its tourism product. A total of some 39 necropsy tissue samples were taken from the estimated 55 pilot whales that were found breached on the eastern end of Anegada. Now, this was confirmed by the Minister of Natural Resources, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, in a recent interview with 284 News. He revealed that some of the whales were found to be pregnant, which made the incident even more saddening. According to documents filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, the defense attorney Teresa Van Vliet, representing former Premier of the Virgin Islands Andrew Foy, has asked a federal judge to delay his July 18th trial date. The request asks that the court reschedule the trial no sooner than January 16, 2023 to give the defense more time to prepare and, of course, to resolve various issues. Now, Fahie recently waived his rights under the Speedy Trial Act, and prosecutors have not objected to the delay of the motion filed on Tuesday. According to his attorney, co-defendants, former BVI Ports Authority Managing Director Icon'Eileen Maynard and her son Kadeem Maynard, who of course is expected to also be arraigned, also did not object to postponing the trial for at least 6 months. Attorney Van Violet made the request to delay the trial based on an internal review of the multi-terabyte quantity of materials produced by prosecution. The evidence lacks, of course, information, they say, regarding the source. Van Violet explained that the defense is also trying to maneuver technical difficulties after some files were found to be unreadable and needs more time to complete that process. A judge has not yet ruled in motion. Fahie was probed but never charged 20 years ago. The Ministry of Education will be deciding on whether to renovate or demolish and rebuild the Althea Scatliffe Primary School after it was recently deemed structurally compromised and closed indefinitely. This was confirmed by the Premier of the Virgin Islands and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, at a recent press conference. Now, last year, after a roof collapsed at the school, investigations revealed it was caused by a natural process called spalling, which mounted several pieces of concrete on the inner roof of the building, leading to its eventual breakdown, with the school now forced to undergo major construction work. Premier Wheatley said the Ministry of Education will now have to secure a temporary location for the students. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is seeking the public's assistance in locating 26-year-old Arien Fahie, who is wanted for questioning in the recent shooting death of Corey Butler. The police made the appeal in a media release on Wednesday, July 6th. Fahie is described as being slim-built, between 110 to 160 pounds, approximately 5 feet 6 inches in height, dark-skinned, and wearing dreadlocks when he was last seen. Police said he is known to frequent the Crab Lot area, also known as the Ghetto, Bogus Bay, and the top of Bellevue Hill. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is asking anyone who has information of Fahie's whereabouts or has seen him since the June 21st murder of Butler to contact the Major Crime Team at 368-5682. Again, that number is 368-5682. Fahie is now the second known person to be associated with the murder of the late Butler. Just days following the murder of police, Kareem Durant was charged for Butler's murder and the possession of a controlled drug with intent to supply. Butler was wounded in the Scatliffe Alley area in the early evenings on Tuesday, June 21st. He was pronounced dead shortly after his arrival at the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital. The British Virgin Islands completed the inaugural Caribbean Games in Guadeloupe with a total of 2 medals, including 1 silver and 1 bronze. The BVI's first medal came in the under-23 shot put event at the hands of Digimon Gums, who delivered a 17.99-meter put to place second. His twin brother Demonte Gums placed 6th with a put of 15.1 meters. The territory's second medal came by the 4-meter relay event after the quarter of Malik John, Mikel Basu, Vadley Sylvester Jr., and Keandre Campbell finished third in a time of 42.24 seconds. Viewers, that race was won by Dominican Republic, which posted a golden time of 41.31 seconds, while Trinidad and Tobago claimed silver with 41.64 seconds. Meanwhile, of course, 3x3 basketball team Kiara Woodley, Shakia Foy, Jolene Bowens, and Catrice Smith, despite doing their best, ended up winless in the games. Now, in the first encounter, the BVI took on Puerto Rico and led up until the final minutes of the game, which they lost 16-24. The second game was against host Guadeloupe. The BVI lost 12-16. The team's medals placed the territory's 16th overall, which saw the BVI tying with Suriname and Haiti. Colors Caribbean, Stonewall, and a select group of academics, along with key members of the UK Parliament, have been overseeing the preliminary draft of a bill introduced by Michael Cashman, CBE, Lord Cashman, to make same-sex marriages lawful in the British Overseas Territories, where it is currently unlawful. If passed, the bill would empower local governors who are appointed by Her Majesty the Queen to make changes to the law that are necessary to legalize same-sex marriage. Provisions in the bill would at long last introduce equal civil rights marriage, they say, and same-sex marriage in different sex couples throughout the British Caribbean, allying the British Caribbean Overseas Territories with all other dependent territories within the region. It will also place the Caribbean British Overseas Territories in line with all countries in the Americas that are subject to Inter-American Convention of Human Rights, which requires equal marriage. The bill extends to 6 British Overseas Territories in the Caribbean, including Anguilla, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Montserrat, and Turks and Caicos. Viewers, that is it for our news roundup, our weekly news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I will see you again tomorrow, Monday, of course, after we have completed a fun-filled weekend. We're looking forward to delivering your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media. Happy Sunday, everybody. Do have a beautiful rest of the day and be safe. Bye-bye.